Hello, everyone. It is very early here. 4:30. Okay, very early. I went to bed early last night. I was just tired. The little one's still a little sick. And so we spent all day I spent all day just focusing on her, getting better. And she's all right. It's just her runny nose is okay, but she has developed a little bit of a cough, so yeah, you want to be careful. Anyway, so we had a lot of time together, or rolling around on the floor mainly. It was fun. It was all fun. Had the rain we needed yesterday, so I didn't have to water. My plants are all coming up so far, and a lot of volunteers out in the compost, which we switched to compost. So now there's all this other stuff coming up in that compost, and I'm just gonna let it grow. Who knows, right? Yes, don't even have to do anything. Anyway, so here we are. We're getting to the end of Ecclesiastes. Thank God. Spirit world agrees. Thank God you're getting to the end. Okay, so we are in 10, and it's just continued from Destiny. One dead fly can spoil the scent maker's oil. A grain of stupidity outweighs wisdom and glory. I don't know how one dead fly can spoil the scent maker's oil. Flies don't have a scent. I mean, if you crush them or whatever, and I get it, it's dead. Well, don't you check your stuff? I mean, probably could happen, right, at that time? Right? What did they have things to cover with, or this or that, right? Yeah, okay, now if it's a dead mouse, but a dead fly? Oh, it's that sensitive. What? Really? Okay, whatever. And a grain of stupidity outweighs wisdom and glory. How? How? Okay, you know what? I'm not even. This is just so whatever. you know, there's bugs, the stink bugs. You ever crushed one of those? Blech. How about the ladybugs? Right? They're not much better. And then they gave up. They gave up this color too, right? Well, anyway, so I'm not even a fly. A fly? One fly ain't gonna do nothing. Okay, unless maybe it sits in there for yeah. Even then, what? Who cares? What is all in these oils and I don't know what, right? Yes, you guys ever made? No, I have. I have not necessarily made scented oils per se, but I've used scented oils, and I've made ointment myself from scratch, right? For all kinds of things. Uh, pine sap, for example, which is the resin from a pine tree, is amazing. To make that into an ointment, is amazing for healed up wounds, for scars, right? Yes, yeah, besides that it's good for the skin regardless, but it's amazing to lighten scars and even completely uh, have scars vanish. Okay. And another thing for when there's lingering infection or whatever after a scar, after a wound has already healed over, right? But there's still, you put that on and it somehow it pulls it out. Yes, yeah. My mom had a injury on her foot, or she had surgery on her foot, and it healed up, but it still was not right. And I sent her some. Yes, yeah. And she was just like, I've been putting that on, and she said it's amazing. My foot feels so much better now. So there you go. I'm just saying. So, yeah. Can't see how a dead fly would make any difference in that. All right, all right, all right. Oh, enough of that. The sage's heart leads him aright. The fool's leads him astray. I have to honestly tell you, I've read some stuff of sages, and who says who's a sage? Who's the sage and who's the fool? Right? I found that oftentimes sages and prophets are worse fools than someone who's considered a fool, And yet, actually, when they do open their mouth, okay, I'm just saying. I know how it's meant here, but again, are the words used right? I just have to say something against it, right? Yeah. A fool walks down the road and has no wit, and everyone remarks how silly he is. Okay. I know there's a lot of people walking around out there who I consider fools and silly, and they are highly regarded by the people for some reason. I'm not getting it, but hey. If the anger of the ruler rises against you, do not leave your post. Composure mitigates grave offenses. Okay. I don't know what that meant at that time, but anyway. One evil I observe under the sun, okay, the sort of misjudgment to which rulers are prone, folly promoted to the top and the rich taking the lowest place. I see slaves riding on horses and princes on foot like slaves. I wonder if he lived at Joseph's time, right? Joseph who was in jail. Maybe this is all written down by an Egyptian. Yes, yeah, who didn't get the post of Joseph. Oh. Why would what is this? This is interesting. Okay, all right. Just saying. Where'd this come from? I see slaves riding on horses and princes on foot like slaves. Whoa. Oh, we having our feelings hurt here. Oh, you got a little jealousy and envy going up for someone who, okay, just saying slaves and princes rather than. But then what does he say beforehand? So no matter what, princes are supposed to be on horses, don't matter if they're sages or fools. And slaves belong on the floor, on the ground. Right? Yes? No matter. Wow. As I said, this guy's so conflicted. He who digs a pit falls into it. He who undermines a wall gets bitten by a snake. He who digs a pit falls into it. If that were true, then people would have stopped digging pits, I'm sure. Yeah, he who undermines a wall gets bitten by a snake. I don't know about a wall, but yeah, don't undermine, right? Places where there are snakes. You don't stick your hand anywhere underneath it. Yeah, no, you don't do that. I lived around snakes for a long time now, so. He who carries stones gets hurt by them. He who chops wood takes a risk from it. This guy's so weird. Since I have a lot of experiences with stuff like that, right? Yeah, if you chop wood and you're not careful, yeah, you can get hurt. You can. But you do it long enough, then, okay, you know what? If for want of sharpening the blade is blunt, you have to work twice as hard. But it is the outcome that makes wisdom rewarding. Okay, and then he has this one in there. A sharpened blade. You know why people's blades are blunt? Because they're too lazy to sharpen them. Know that as well. If for want of charming the snake bites, or they're waiting for someone else to do it. Yes, that would be me. If for want of charming the snake bites, the snake charmer gets nothing out of it. That's a good one, though. Okay. The sayings of a sage give pleasure. Yeah. What a fool says procures his own ruin. His words have their origin in stupidity and their ending in treacherous folly. I don't know about that, but I do know that when I know that at one point, right, people were united and together, and then there suddenly is this was what's going on? why did you do that? And I'm looking and I'm going, at one point there was a good thing happening. Yes, yeah, for all of us. Right? each individually. We got someplace where we followed a call. Whose call? God's call. Yes? Then things don't go so well, or certain things and we regret or whatever because we followed God's call. And then suddenly someone else needs to be blamed. Yes? That's really sad. I look at that and I'm going, or because one is dissatisfied, one has to start attacking other people. That's not quite right, is it? I think that when one has followed God's call and then becomes unhappy about it, then you should take it up before Heavenly Father, Heavenly Parent, right? Either Heavenly Father or Heavenly Mother, depending on who you blame more. Yes, yeah, take it up with them. Yes, and maybe through some condition or whatever, and some proper prayers, and maybe one will get an answer and understands better why one had to go through certain things. Yes, as far as I know, restoration's a big thing. It is, isn't it? And it is a little different for every one of us. So we should also always take that under consideration when we come across some people. Okay. 10 yellow. I know, I can't help myself. Sorry. Okay, let's see, what else? Oh. A fool talks a great deal, but none of us, in fact, can tell the future. What will happen after us, who can tell? A fool finds hard work very tiring. Yeah. He cannot even find his own way into town. Woe to you, country with a lad for king, and where princes start feasting in the morning. That's maybe why the princes are walking and the slaves are on the horse, but here he goes again. The guy is a flip-flop, wishy-washy. Happy the land whose king is noble born. Oh. Whoa, if you're not nobly born now, come on now. You can't be king. All right, whatever. Where princes eat at a respectable hour to keep themselves strong and not merrily to revel. Happy the land whose king is nobly born. And that makes them know etiquette better than others. Okay, you know what? Ugh. Now, through the whole thing of Ecclesiastes, what has he been doing? And here now, as I said, it's like the guy is riddled with jealousy and envy over something. Something didn't go right. Right? Now he's unhappy where he's at. And obviously this is not a poor person, right? From what we've read. And Koheleth, and a man in the assembly, right? Is not poor, but he's not getting something, right, that he wanted. Feels is entitled to, even according to his station, without. Fools don't work. First of all, that I don't. Okay, all right, we're not even gonna go there. Well, it's just so conflicted. In any case, it's funny to read. Happy the land whose king is nobly born, where princes eat at a respectable hour to keep themselves strong and not merrily to revel. Thanks to idleness, the roof tree gives way. Thanks to carelessness, the house lets in the rain. Yeah, that's definitely, if you don't pay attention. I mentioned, my daughter and I, we went around and, well, we were working on something. I'm going, hey, what? That's new. What is that hole? And then we realized that whoever lived here before, they had made like a retaining wall with a whole bunch of bricks and blocks right against the fence. And it has a little bit of a slope. So now, after all these years, with the rain and all, the blocks have been shifting and pushing against the fence. So one part has come on a post, has come undone and left about, well, a hole this big. And that just happened. I'm around there enough because the compost is there. I would have noticed that because I'm always so worried that the dogs may get out or this or that. And the cats too, right? There's a couple of the cats here that, should stay in the yard. They don't do a whole lot more than just come out here in the yard. 2 of them do get out. They jump the fence. But they're smarter cats. Okay. What am I going on about this? And we went around and I said, hey, we got to fix it. My daughter immediately, oh yeah, It wasn't, oh yeah, let's just put something there and then we'll deal with it later. No, it was what? Easter Sunday. pulled all these stones out, and then fixed together. We managed to fix it. And it was not as easy as it sounds. And then my daughter went all around the whole fence and outside and inside and fixed every board that needed a screw or this or that. Yes, yeah. It's an old fence, still good, still looks all right, and with a little maintenance and here and there, it'll last for a long time more, right? Yes, okay. But you let something fall apart, keeps falling apart, and when one procrastinates to fix it, eventually, this whole section over here, there's three sections that were fixed like, or the stones were positioned like that. Eventually, that would have just fallen out. Big old section. Okay, I'm just saying. Yeah, so that came to my mind here. Wow, we're talking about that. We give parties to enjoy ourselves. Wine makes us cheerful, and money has an answer for everything. Yeah, well, I guess that's the experiences that he has with all that. Yeah, there is, there are, I'd say if you have a lot of money and you can do whatever and don't really have to work a whole lot, I could see on how people get into certain things that are detrimental, more detrimental, or lead them. Okay, I don't know what it. These are his experiences. Do not abuse the king, even in thought. Do not abuse a rich man, even in your bedroom. In my bedroom? For a bird of the air might carry the news, a winged messenger might repeat what you have said. Well then, what have I said in the past? Don't keep secrets, right? Don't. And keep the 10 Commandments. Then one doesn't have to. Why would I need to listen to this? Do not abuse the king, even in thought. What king? Okay, at that time, right? What? You couldn't even. Again, that's like what? Everybody's a slave to a king? Well, I'm not. God has taught me well. Hey, okay, all right. Well, anyway, that's the end. So, but I kind of go with it's a good good warning. It's good. That last part is good guidance, except for I'm not necessarily liking in the way that it is worded, but I understand how it is meant. Don't keep secrets. Don't do that. Just don't. And I've mentioned this before. Don't go and tell people, say, hey, I'm going to tell you this, but don't tell anybody. That's ridiculous. If no one's supposed to know, one does not go and unburden oneself on someone that then has to keep the burden with you like that. Better to just, okay, this is what I did, done. Now let's move on. Huh? Yes? And if for some that means that some punishment is in line, well, so be it. It's better to do that here than when you go to spirit world. Yes? Yeah, okay. There you go. It's a good warning. It's a good warning. I'm giving you one too. Yes? Yeah. Okay. That's how we move forward as well, I think. So that's it. Wow. 18 minutes. I'm doing good. We got 2 more to go, 11 and 12. Ooh, we want to do that right now, but we'll have to wait one at a time. I'd like to remind everyone, I'm doing this as a condition for the reputation of God. Let's not pull God into everything. Yes? Yeah. Oh, what did I just say earlier on? Well, if you feel called, if you were called by God to be someplace, be with some people, and acknowledge some people, and then one follows, yes, and then one doesn't like it, yeah, okay. Well, first of all, we are all individuals, crafted, imaged, according to God's image, and so we all have a voice. If we just decide to keep quiet and just silently suffer, okay, then now whose fault is that? Yes? Yeah. Just saying. Then take it up with God. Why did you call me? Why did you put me there? Huh? We shouldn't blame other people for our own shortcomings. Just saying. Yes? Yeah. All right. Okay. And again, a lot of things also, I believe, are happening to us not because of other people. It's because that we have taken on a responsibility to do what? To restore our families. Yes? I believe that in our movement it is like that. I joined our movement. I believe in true parents, which are Sun Myung Moon, who wasn't born as Sun Myung Moon, by the way. Okay, he just took on that name later. I don't know why. I'm sure he had a reason. I have a reason why I'm on here as Daniela Wooten, and on Facebook I am as Daniela Rickenbacher, because Facebook gave me such a hard time, and I said, well, screw that. And I ended up having so many friends that most of them I didn't even know, so it's like, and, okay, I just said, okay, I'll just start another one. Deleted the other one and started another one with my maiden name. Done. No big deal. So, I don't know. Maybe Father had a reason to do that as well. I don't know what reason that would be. I never heard about it, but supposedly was not his name to begin with. And our beloved true mother, Hak Jahan. Yes, Hak Jahan Moon and Sun Myung Moon. Yes? Okay. There. I joined that movement because I got a lot of answers. A lot of questions answered that I had since a child. And I said, yep, yep. This makes perfect sense. That too. According to my experiences that I had with Spirit World, they all were right in line. And that was that. And then I figured out my place within that movement, and it wasn't easy either. But you know what? Doesn't matter what anybody had to say. I knew why I was there. And it has been an absolutely amazing, wonderful, enlightening experience, and still is. And no one will ever change that. Huh? Yes? And I know who to thank for that, and to support, and to follow, per se. I don't really follow anybody. I just accept the guidance and then go on, and or utilize the guidance. Yes, do my part. Yes. Anyway, and that will never change. Never, ever. Done. Yes. All right, so that's all I want to share. Yeah, it is. I'm making this video kind of to a couple of responses of someone to something that I said, and felt like this was a good time to definitely one thing. Remember why you joined, followed something with a multitude of other people. And then give the true reason why. Truly, why you couldn't stay. Why you left. Why you abandoned your brothers and sisters. Not just, yeah. For what reason exactly? Just saying. Yes? Yeah. Blaming others, never, ever going to do it, especially not in our movement where everyone, for one reason or another, will admit I've been called by God to be where I was, am, still. Okay? Yes. May Heavenly Parent bless and protection, guide you, and embrace you with love, and I will talk to you all. Hey, Eldridge, have a wonderful day. Another time.